Stenowalebabu welcomes you. Shorthand dictations in male and female voice from all sources like magazines, speeches, and editorials at various speeds up to 120 WPM for various departments like SSC, DSSSB, CRPF, Delhi Police, etc. Please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.
Exercise number 25. This is a case entirely based on circumstantial evidence. The deceased was living in her matrimonial home. She was living with her husband. As regards the case under section 498A IPC is concerned, the High Court finds that there is reason to infer that the deceased was leading a happy married life. The following part of the cross-examination of the PW3, father of the deceased, is relied upon. It is true that there are 4 rooms in the house of accused. It is true that accused numbers 1 and 4 were using separate bedroom in the house. It is true within 6 months from her marriage, whenever Sultana visited to my house, she told me that I had performed her marriage in proper house and she is happy in the house of husband. It is true that my daughter was cooperative and helpful natured girl. It is true that when Sultana came to my house for Ramzan festival, that time Sultana told me that I should take her in the house of accused and there is no entertainment in my house. On the basis of the aforesaid, the High Court finds that the same speaks of a different story. The deceased expressed her desire to return to the place of her husband at a point earlier than contemplated by her father. It is found that there was ample admission on the part of the father of the deceased and his sister that the parents did not take any legal steps such as lodging complaint with the police station, nor did they call elderly and respectable relatives for a meeting and inviting accused persons to explain their conduct. The High Court found it difficult to believe that there was a persistent demand from all the 4 accused. In view of certain admissions, PW4, aunt of the deceased, was found unreliable. The High Court found that it was difficult to believe that all the 4 accused were persistently demanding gold or amount and for pressurizing the deceased, or that they were subjecting her to ill treatment such as physical beating or starvation. It is thereafter that the case of the appellant was found to stand on a different footing. The deposition of PW4 is noted, namely, thereafter, after 8 days, Javed, accused, came to my house at Solapur. He told me that his father-in-law has not provided gold, cloth and money till now, and if it is not provided, he will kill Sultana, and thus by giving the threat he went away. The conveying of the aforesaid message to him by his sister on telephone gave assurance to the deposition of PW4. If at all it was found that there was pressure upon the deceased for complying with the demands, it was from appellant alone As regards the circumstances relied upon by the trial court in regard to their motive, the High Court proceeds to find that the motive is not proved as against accused 2 to 4 in as strong manner as against the appellant. As far as the custodial death is concerned, it was found from Exhibit 24 that the deceased died sometime before 7:15 am. Post-mortem was performed at 3:30 pm. Therefore, it can be ascertained that the death ensued 12 hours earlier, sometime about 3:30 am. Support from PW3 is drawn to conclude that the two newly married couple were using separate bedroom, which allowed the accused 2 to 4 to escape from the allegation of custodial death against them at that time of the day, and only the couple is bound to be in the bedroom. Therefore, custodial death was proved only against the appellant. Referring to the prosecutor's argument based on the injuries of the deceased, that it was not the husband alone but others as held, was not found the only possible inference. Breaking of the front teeth was indicative of some violence. The High Court proceeds to find that a possibility cannot be ruled out that the victim was found unguarded, and last but not the least, the impression injury on the thigh and ankle cannot be ruled out, even though the sole assailant tried to pin down the victim by reading on the person of the victim and putting pressure on the thighs by his knees and on the ankles by his feet. It is found that although admissions are obtained from the doctor that such injuries are possible if the victim is gripped by someone else, such admission is to be read only to the extent of medical opinion, that is, the injuries are possible. If the pressure is put on the thighs or ankles gripped, it was found an inference of involvement of more than one accused on the basis of medical evidence is a matter of imagination and therefore somewhat risky in this case. Thank you.